Good day everybody. Welcome back to the garage. This little video here I put together is just going to look at hub-centric rings and why you should use them. Alright, so I'm trying to make this not boring. It's not exactly an exciting topic, but I thought I'd cover the uses of hub-centric rings and why you should use them if they're needed. And as a good example here is the car I've got here that we just bought. It needs them, it didn't have them, so let's have a look and explain what they are, what they do, and why it's best to use them. Okay, so we're looking at the front hub assembly here. In this case it's on my CTS, and what we're talking about is this hub diameter here. This is what locates the wheel. So when the car manufacturer puts a set of wheels onto their car, the diameter, the bore of the wheel sits over this with a nice snug fit, and that ensures that this axis and the axis the wheel is rotating on are the same. So when they spin, they're both spinning on the same axis. There's no vibrations. Now, if you just continue to use your original equipment wheels, they go on here, you don't ever have to consider hub-centric rings. If you are changing wheels and you go to another one, in this case off a Cadillac, and it's that same diameter, again, you don't have to worry about anything. So long as the wheel locates on here nice and snug, you're fine. And of course your bolt pattern. So the issue comes in when you use aftermarket wheels or wheels from another manufacturer, another OEM on your vehicle, and this diameter in here is larger than this diameter. And typically on a aftermarket wheel, that's a fairly large diameter, so it'll suit a variety of vehicles. At that point, the problem is when you put the wheel on, when you put the wheel onto here, this is no longer centering it. It's hanging on these studs, and you're relying on your acorn stud, this lead in here, this 60-degree lead in, to center the wheel on all 5 studs, and then it sits clear of this. So there's 2 problems there. One, the load's all going through the studs. Any axial load is not on here. And secondly, you're asking these, as you bang them on with an impact gun, to lift that wheel and keep it on center. And it never happens properly. It gets close, but it never happens completely. So what then happens is you've got each one of your wheels on all 4 corners where the wheel is slightly off center to the hub, to the axle, very slightly. And they'll all be slightly different positions because that's what, when you put them on, that's what happens. And as you're driving down the road, depending how those wheels coincide on all 4 corners is how much vibration you get. But you will have vibration. It's not a balance issue. It's not a wheel bearing issue. It's the fact that the wheel is not centered on the hub axis. And that's where the hub-centric rings come on. They're designed to sit over here properly and sit tightly in there so that your wheel centers properly on the hub. So let's have a look. I got a set here because this car, like I said, it has aftermarket wheels, but they've never had hub-centric rings, and I have a vibration. It's not bad, but it's there, and it comes and goes depending how the wheels are rotating at the time, and it's really, really frustrating. So let's have a look at these rings. Okay, so this is an aluminum hub-centric ring. This particular one set that I bought go from 67 mils, which is the diameter of the Cadillac hub, to 72.6, which is the diameter that I measured there, which is coincidentally also the diameter BMW uses. So the nice thing with this is, first of all, it will center these and hopefully stop my vibration for now. And secondly, I'll have them if I end up choosing a nice set of BMW rims to put on here, which I may well do because they're the same bolt pattern. So if we look at these are machined, quite precision machined aluminum pieces. You can also get plastic ones, but I went for the aluminum this time. And what they're designed to do is sit on here. So they sit on there nice. And the outside, that's the inside diameter, and then the outside diameter fits in here properly. So effectively, you've now made this diameter here match this, so you get your axis online. That's what Hub-Centric rings do. That's why if you're changing wheels and you're not going OEM and you don't have this diameter matched, you should get a set. These came off Amazon. They were 20 some odd dollars for the 4 of them. And, you know, it's not expensive. It's good for the vibration. It's also good that it takes a lot of the load off the studs, the wheel studs, which is never a good thing. And then what you can do is you can put just a little bit of grease on this and you make sure it sticks in the wheel and it stays there. The grease acts almost like a little bit of an adhesive to stay it on there. So we're going to put all 4 of those on the car, and then we're going to take it for a drive, and we're going to see if we've smoothed out the problem. Alright, so put all the 4 Hub-Centric rings on, took the car out for a test drive down the highway, and it did indeed fix the vibration issue I had. Now, I have since switched those rims, sold those, and I've got this set on right now, a set of BMW rims, although I did get a Cadillac center cap for them. And they had exactly the same 72.6 diameter, so I'm using the same Hub-Centric rings, and yeah, again, it's dead smooth as it should be. So, great thing to use if you're using the different wheels with different hub diameters to ensure you get that proper alignment of the axle and the axes of the wheel. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. I realize it's not the most riveting video in the world, but nevertheless, hopefully it's useful for somebody if they're tracking down a vibration problem and they've changed wheels. And you know, it could be good if you've got a high torque engine as well, that you're not putting all that load through the studs. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video or any of the others on the channel, a like, a subscribe would be awesome, be much appreciated. And as always, I hope I see you back here in the garage, and you drive safe, everybody.